Have you ever felt like you're doing everything you're supposed to, working hard, making money, but something just feels off? Well, today, we're going to dive into a really cool framework for designing a life that's more fulfilling, a life that goes way beyond just the numbers in your bank account.
I mean, this quote just hits home, doesn't it? It really nails this modern problem we all seem to face. We're taught that money is the goal, but for so many of us, getting it doesn't bring that sense of peace or fulfillment we were hoping for. It kind of makes you wonder, what are we missing?
And that's the big question this whole framework is built around. What if we've been looking at the map all wrong? What if real prosperity isn't just a financial target, but a whole way of living, one that's full of clarity and balance and a real sense of purpose? This leads us right into something the source material calls the prosperity paradox. It's that feeling many of us have but can't quite put a finger on. The harder we chase what we think success is, the more that true, deep fulfillment seems to slip away. And there it is, laid out plain and simple. The very thing we chase, financial security, can end up costing us the things that actually matter: our health, our relationships, our peace of mind. It's a trade-off that this framework says, you know what? You don't actually have to make it. So, if the old way is broken, what's the new way? This next part is all about a completely redefined idea of what prosperity can be. It's about building a life where your money and your values are finally on the same team. And here's the core idea: the prosperity lifestyle. Now, the keyword here is system. This isn't about some get-rich-quick scheme. It's a whole approach, a design for your life where your money is there to support your goals, not to be the goal itself. You know, every great idea has an origin story. And the founder, Nitin Arkhede, is really open about the fact that he didn't just wake up with all the answers. He built this system because of his own mistakes and his own search for clarity. And that makes it feel so much more real, you know? And this isn't just one person's opinion. The whole framework is built on a really solid foundation. You've got proven financial principles mixed with the science of how our brains actually work, psychology and behavior. It's the best of both worlds: hard numbers and real-world lived experience. Okay, so what does this system actually look like in practice? Well, it's all built on four core pillars. Think of them as the four legs of a table. You need all of them for it to be stable and strong. Let's break them down. First up is wealth. But, and this is super important, it's not just about piling up money. It's about clarity. It's about knowing exactly where your money is going and why. The whole point is to swap out that constant financial stress for a true feeling of control and abundance. Next, we've got health. And this one is absolutely crucial. I mean, think about it. What's the point of having all the money in the world if you don't have the energy or the emotional balance to actually enjoy it? True prosperity means having the vitality to live the life you're building. Pillar number 3 is happiness. But again, the definition here is really specific. We're not talking about a temporary good mood. We're talking about the deep down satisfaction that comes from having meaningful relationships and a real sense of inner peace. You know, the stuff money just can't buy. And the final pillar is spirituality. Now, this doesn't have to be about religion. It's about your why. It's about knowing what you stand for, what your core values are, and then designing a life that's actually aligned with them. It's the compass that guides everything else. Okay, so we've got the theory, we've got the 4 pillars. That all sounds great, right? But how do you take these big ideas and actually put them to work in your real everyday life? Well, this next part is all about putting it into action. You might be wondering, hey, is this for me? Well, this system is really for anyone who feels that sense of being a little stuck. Whether you're a young couple worried about the future, a professional who feels like you've hit a wall, or just anyone who's looking for more balance and purpose, this is for you. So here's how it works. It's a really structured process. First, you build discipline with simple daily routines. Then you use these guided frameworks to actually plan out your life. From there, you design your finances to match those goals. And finally, and this is a big one, you get mentoring and accountability to help you stay on track. And the change people are aiming for here is, well, it's huge. It's a total shift in your emotional state. It's about moving away from things like fear, confusion, and stress, and moving toward clarity, direction, peace, and real confidence. It's a powerful picture of what's possible. But let's be real, making this kind of change all by yourself, that's incredibly hard. And that brings us to what might be the most important piece of the puzzle: the power of community. The whole idea is that you grow best when you're in the right environment. So this is about surrounding yourself with an ecosystem of support.
people who get it, who share your values, and who will hold you accountable. And I love this point about leaders who uplift, not compete. It's about growing together.
And that really brings us to the core belief of this whole thing. It's a total mindset shift. You're not just running a race to some finish line called prosperity. Instead, you're learning a new way to live, day in and day out, based on all these principles working together.
So I'll leave you with this final thought-provoking question from the source material. Just take a second to really think about it. Is your life something you are actively designing, or is it something that's just happening to you? It's a pretty powerful question.